All right, so this one is going back to reading articles of the industry. I forgot because like I just my brain has been jumbled for quite some time. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna talk about some stuff. It's been quite some time that we should talk about. All right, so this is the first one. It is the rumor that Sony could ditch Western studios, may shift to Japanese devs and traditional stories for exclusives if Ghost of Yotei and Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet fail. And this is from That Park Place. So if you guys want to go, read some more stuff about That Park Place or articles about the gaming industry and everything, I highly recommend to go to their website, check it out, read it up, and everything like that. Also, I will have for reference as well, if you guys want to check this article out, I'll have it linked down below in the comments, or not in comments, in the description. I'm so sorry. Here we go. So let's go see what's going on. So it said that a source very close to Sony tells That Park Place that internal discussions in Japan suggest a major strategic reset could be coming for PlayStation's exclusive lineup. Excuse me, I almost burped. All right. Oh, let's try to fight back. Okay. According to our source, both Ghost of Yotei from Sucker Punch and Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet from Naughty Dog are being viewed as last chances for modern developers to land major exclusive under the Sony company's current direction. So they're like pretty much, hey, you all know that you guys messed up on Concord, Destiny 2 with I was about to say the Final Shape. It's not the Final Shape. The Edge of Fate ain't doing so hot. This is the last chance. If not, we're taking everything back. And I don't blame him. All right. So they said, our source claimed another rumor I am also hearing is that Naughty Dog's Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet and Ghost of Yotei are the last chance for these Western developers. If they fail, if they fail, after that, Sony is going full focus on Japanese developers and instead go back to traditional stories and characters. They are citing China winning on the gaming market with Genshin Impact, Wukong, and Wuthering Waves as a reason to change. So it's going to be like, man, that's going to be interesting if it's going to be like Sony as like the gacha now. Like that'd be very interesting. Very weird, very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. All right, so then it said that while That Park Place cannot independently verify these internal discussions, the claim lines up with growing speculation that Sony Japan is regaining control of PlayStation's long-term creative strategy, pushing back against Western studios whose productions have become more expensive and less universally appealing. Pretty much all the stuff that is like DEI, androgynous characters, things like that, like nothing that looks appealing, like nothing looks attractive to the eye, obviously. They're like, hell no. But for me personally, when it comes to video games, I'm just gonna be honest, the first trailer that you should ever come out with is like gameplay. Like, actually, let me put it this way: if it's a teaser trailer, okay, I understand cinematics, but other than that, no, it should be gameplay. It should be gameplay. Teaser trailer about like, okay, this is what the next game is going to be. Then an actual trailer, make it be gameplay, because I want to see what the game looks like. I don't care about cinematics, because it's at the point where cinematics, they look really, really good, right? But then the actual gameplay of the game looks like crap. Like it almost looks like it's a completely different thing. It's like a completely different game. And it's like, dude, you can tell they don't blend together. And what a lot of people were talking about, and it's sad to say, I can agree with it, is that it's like these games are, it's like theater kids that didn't make it in the film industry are in the gaming industry to make these games and make the cinematics look really, really good. They invest so much time and money and everything into the cinematics of the game, but then the rest of the game itself, like the gameplay and everything like that, it just doesn't look good. Like they don't care. Like that's like an afterthought. When in reality, when it comes to game design, from what I've learned in college, is that it is, you want your game to function first. You want to make sure all the design pillars are implemented, the mechanics work, the functions work, anything else that needs to be in there works, and then last you work on the art. That's when you implement the art to make it look good. And then you go back and you make sure if you do it smart, while you're implementing the art, you do the optimizations as well. You do a second pass of optimization to make sure that the art and the graphics and everything do not cause crashes, stutters, glitches, things like that. Which we are seeing today, in today's day and age, where games are just not doing well. Minus indie, they are doing it right. It's like gears actually working, you know, for indies. For them, it's like we're turning one gear, and then we're going to turn another gear. But that other gear stops, so then we're going to turn this other gear, and it's going to grind this gear and take some teeth off of it, and then now it's running all weird. And then now they're trying to fix these gears, like when the game comes out. Sorry, yeah, I just got way too into that. So anyway, so then they said that the media narrative versus internal reality. They said that in recent days, major gaming outlets have been touting Ghost of Yotei as an immediate success story, claiming the game sold 1.3 million copies in the first 24 hours. However, that figure originates from a single unverified tweet by a self-described insider account with roughly 9,100 followers. No official statement from Sony or Sucker Punch has confirmed any sales milestone, yet the number has been echoed across numerous headlines as fact. So people making stuff up, saying, it's just like me going on Twitter, making a Twitter account and be like, insider scoop on EA, right? Or something like that, or insider scoop for this. Instead of hearing from like the studio themselves, this is why you never take everything as face value. When somebody says this, like especially an account like this, you're like, where, like literally just go in there and say, like, what is the context, or what is your source, and like, can you verify that source? Pretty much. That's like when you see YouTubers, like Veridark and stuff, like when they get like insiders, and also Hypnotic, when they get like insiders and stuff, they talk about the credentials and everything like that, but they don't expose the person's name because obviously they could be working there and things like that. So, and they're like, okay, this is like, I checked, I verified the credentials and everything, and this is what they have said. And then they show like what they have, like show evidence of what they were saying and everything like that. All right. So they said, meanwhile, a Park Place, sorry. So let's see here. So this is what they were saying right here, right? Yeah. So they said, Millie A, so nobody knows who this is, hearing 1.3 million, so it's not confirmed, hearing 1.3 million sold on the first day of Yotei, ever so slightly ahead of Tsushima's first 24 hours of 1.25 million. Tsushima kept pace on its second day with another 1.15 million sold. Can Yotei keep up? So they said, meanwhile, that a Park Place source paints a very different picture behind the scenes. According to the insider, Sony Japan has softened its advertising and reduced marketing investment for Ghost of Yotei after early sales fell short of expectations. Well, yeah, one of them is because you had the lead protagonist, or yeah, the main protagonist, the voice actors, as an activist. And that has been a constant issue with the gaming industry as a whole, where they have these activists, they have like developers and stuff that, these actors, actresses, developers and stuff that are activists, and they are basically hurting the game because they want to say what they want to say, knowing that they are tied to the company, that they are representing the company. If you have a separate social media account that's not even tied to, you know, your account, or not to your account, but not tied to the company, sure, I guess you could be able to say what you want to say. But the fact that you have the company's name tagged in your bio is the issue. All right. So they said the source described the decision as a cost control measure, stating that Sony's leadership doesn't want to lose money on a game showing declining returns. That's true. Why keep tossing money into a burning pit? So then they said that public data appears to support the claim, advertising that Yotei has noticeably slowed. PlayStation social feeds have gone quiet, and Twitch viewership for a game has dropped sharply since launch. The disconnect between the media's celebratory narrative and the corporate reality being described suggests that Ghost of Yotei may not be performing nearly as well as many initially believed. Yeah, this whole part right here when it comes to Twitch viewership and everything, that's because people aren't buying the game. It's a lot of these content creators that are being paid. They're being paid to play the game. That's why a lot of them you would see like hashtag ads, especially for like brand new games, is hashtag ads for every single one of them. Like, people don't go out and buy the game. So when they're saying, oh, we have this many copies sold, I don't think it's like, how many of those copies sold are from, you know, like a PlayStation Plus, or from a Steam sale, or from, you know, Xbox Game Pass, or, you know, oh, they don't have games with gold anymore, but things like that. Like, how many of those are actually like altered? It's not an actual like sale of it, you know, like people aren't paying the full price for it. That's what I want to know. Because even, I'll say this, even for Ubisoft, when I got Assassin's Creed Shadows and when I got Skull and Bones, that counted as a sale, because they like pretty much they paid to distribute the game to me, and it counts as a sale. So I don't know. So then they said Sony has a problem with Western studios. Yeah, over the past several days, Sony's biggest Western studios, Naughty Dog, Sucker Punch, Bend, and Guerrilla, never heard of the last two, have faced long development cycles, ballooning budgets, and polarizing fan reactions. They said The Last of Us Part 2 remains divisive despite its technical achievements. Horizon Forbidden West underperformed commercially relative to expectations, and now Ghost of Yotei has generated inconsistent buzz and possible internal concern over sales after a former dev mocked the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Yeah, that's that Drew person. Which was a terrible thing. So if you guys do not know, what happened was this person, Drew, that was a senior developer at Sucker Punch Studios and they had it in their bio and everything, was mocked Charlie Kirk's death and was like glorifying the assassination of it and everything. And everybody caught wind of it and they're like, oh, hell no. So then they said, Sucker Punch, you guys need to do something about this. And again, Ghost of Yotei wasn't even out yet. Remember, they already had the issue with like the voice actress being an activist and talking all this stuff to like consumers and stuff, like speaking down on them and everything, which are their consumers. It's their customers, the ones that, you know, need to buy the game for the studio to stay afloat. If not, they get shut down or sold off or something. So that's another thing. So then they said, adding to the strain, other Sony Western studios like Santa Monica, God of War, Ragnarok, and Insomniac Games, Spider-Man 2, have taken major reputational hits over the reported collaborations with other controversial narrative consulting groups, Sweet Baby Inc. Yeah, there's a whole thing on Sweet Baby Inc. So yeah. The firm's involvement in multiple Western developed titles has drawn heavy criticism from fans who accuse it of inserting ideological storytelling priorities that alienate audiences. Basically, they're like, we're going to make the game how we want, and you're going to play, and you're going to like it. And people are just like, no, I'm just not going to buy the game. And then now people are taking hits on that. That's what it is. Meanwhile, smaller Japanese and Asian studios have delivered massive international hits at a fraction of the cost. Titles like Genshin Impact, Hi-Ho-Yo, China, and then Black Myth Wukong Game Science China, and Wuthering Waves Kuro Games in China are dominating global charts and engagement metrics. And the funny thing is, I made a video about it like a long time ago that was on my main channel, on the Al Pacino channel, where Black Myth Wukong did so well. Like, they got Game of the Year for Golden Joystick Awards, and everybody voted for it, for Black Myth Wukong to be like Game of the Year, and it lost to Astrobot. They lost to Astrobot, and people were like, there's no way that Astrobot won. And we found out that it was the critics, which were like IGN and all them, that voted for Astrobot and not Black Myth Wukong. All right. Also, those articles were shit talking Black Myth Wukong. Yeah, that too. So then next they said, if Sony executives truly believe that China and Japan are shaping the next era of the industry, the rumor shift could represent a return to PlayStation's cultural roots, one emphasizing traditional hero archetypes, character-driven storytelling, and less reliance on politically charged narratives. Yeah, you guys remember playing like there's like so many great games that came out like on the PS1. Like you had Metal Gear Solid that was coming out. You had Dynasty Warriors that was out. Bushido Blade was a thing, which I actually have Bushido Blade 2. I don't have Bushido Blade 1. I wish I had it, but yeah. Like all those games were coming out and it was like they were really good. Oh, Armor Core came out. It was really good too. Like if they go back to this, I don't have a problem with it. Honestly, I don't have a problem with it because those games were hitting. Look at Team Ninja and Koei Tecmo. Like Koei Tecmo came out with like what 2 games that did really well. I know Dynasty Warriors came out and it did pretty well. And then they had was it Rise of the Ronin? I think so. I think it was Rise of the Ronin that came out. So yeah, those things. He said a strategic reset in the making. Pretty much all of the game industry, like AAA, needs to make a reset. Industry watchers have already noted subtle signs of reprioritization. For example, oh, here we go. PlayStation's recent State of Play broadcast featured an increased focus on Japanese titles and anime-style visuals. Sony has quietly invested in collaborations with Japanese partners like Koei Tecmo and Square Enix. They said that internal leadership changes have seen greater influence from Sony Japan studio alumni returning to advisory roles, which is good. They said that if this rumor proves accurate, it would mean a deliberate move to rebalance PlayStation's creative portfolio, steering away from the expensive ideological Western cinematic projects and back toward high impact globally appealing Japanese game design. Yeah. Basically what's going on is Sony PlayStation of America or Sony of America is embarrassing Sony Interactive Entertainment in general. That's what's going on. There's like, you guys are ruining our rep. You guys are just coming out with so much crap. Like, you guys need to turn this around. If not, we're shutting you down. Well, I don't think this, I want to say that they're shutting them down. They're like, but we're going to pull operations and just bring it back over to Japan. So you better get your act together. That's pretty much what's happening. Let's see here. So they said caution. They said caution's still a developing rumor. They said that Sony has not confirmed or denied this reported internal conversation. While that Park Place source has proven reliable for past industry leaks, these claims should be regarded as unconfirmed until official statements are released. Again, yeah, just take it as a grain of salt or sand, whatever you want to call it. Don't take it as face value. Don't say that this is fact. It's going to happen. Just be like, I mean, you see the breadcrumbs. You see the breadcrumbs. You see the arrows pointing that, games are just not doing well and studios are being shut down left and right. And it's just like, it's a possibility. It's a possibility. That's what could happen. So they said, even so, the timing and context aligned with observable trends, reduced advertising for Ghost of Yotei, declining engagement metrics, and growing emphasis on Asian markets all point to a potential inflection point for the PlayStation brand. They said, do you think Sony will abandon or scale back on exclusives from Western game studios? Sound off in the comments. Let us know. So I think overall what's going to happen, Ghost of Yotei is already out. And let's see how Ghost of Yotei is doing. I can only do it on Steam. So Steam... See, Steam DB, Ghost of Yotei. Okay. Is Ghost of Yotei? Ghost of... Oh, Ghost of Yotei. Wait, hold on. Oh, Ghost of Yotei is not even on here. It's only Ghost of Tsushima. Oh. Is it not on? It's not on PC? Because people are playing it. I know that for sure. People are playing it. I guess not. I guess not. I guess that's what's going on. So yeah, it's insane to see what is happening for Ghost of Yotei and Sony. Their last chance to get things right, to right the wrongs, is The Last of Us. Not The Last of Us. I'm sorry. Is Naughty Dog's, which is Galactic the Internet, the Intergalactic the Heretic Prophet. I'm so sorry. My brain just like, I was about to say the Internet Prophet, but no. Yeah, it's like basically those issues that are happening right now. It is insane. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below when it comes to Sony. Do you guys think it's gonna be, you think they can make a comeback, or do you think it's pretty much GG's? Because I don't know how far along Intergalactic the Heretic Prophet is doing, because we haven't heard anything else about it. We just know that the voice actress as well, who is an activist, was mocking gamers and everything like that, and now she's talking about she don't know how to deal with the backlash from gamers and stuff, because again, all these people that are talking about they want to go to war with gamers and everything like that, like, you don't understand. Gamers are ready for this. We play video games to be ready for this. When I'm gonna say it now, when COVID happened, dude, we were like, everybody that played the Division and Division 2, like, we already knew what was like. We already knew what the stock up and everything. If anything went to shit, we already knew how to live, how to survive. Anything. A war breaks out, bro. We know, like, we played Call of Duty, we have played Battlefield, we played, like, you know, Command and Conquer. We know how to manage these things, right? That's pretty much what it is. The only thing is no response. So that's it. That's all I got for this video. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about the whole thing with Sony. All right, I'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Alpha Channel is out. Peace.